Yep, and here we are live.
We are live. Good morning.
Just like that.
Yeah. My favorite day of the week.
That's right. Good morning.
I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Stephanie, and this is Cooking with Carmel.
Yeah.
And we're glad you could join us this morning. We're going to make a caramel cream cheese filled bundt cake, chocolate bundt cake.
I know. Isn't everybody else just as excited as I am? Because I saw this email yesterday and I was like, what?
I know. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, I think they're fun to make. Like I said, the last time I made a bundt cake, that was the first time I ever made a bundt cake. And this is my second time I've ever making a bundt cake. And I'm like, they're so pretty. And they're, I don't know, they just look fancy but simple. So like simple elegance. Yeah. I don't know. They'll be fun.
And it's got caramel cream cheese filling, so.
Yeah, I mean, what could be wrong with
right?
that? Yeah. And it's a beautiful sunny day here, and so if I sound nasally, I have seasonal allergies, and the wind is blowing, and everything's blooming. So it's like I told Elizabeth last year when COVID hit, I get seasonal allergies, and it was like the prime COVID. Like I couldn't go anywhere because I felt like people were staring at me because my nose was stuffy, and I was like this big infection walking around.
Yeah.
So I just.
You know, what an age we live in. You can't even sneeze anymore without everybody like.
You're not allowed to have allergies.
Yeah.
No. So I apologize.
So if Stephanie sneezes or anything, she's not got COVID.
I'm okay.
She just has allergies.
Things are blooming, which is a good thing. Okay, to get started with, we're gonna prepare our bundt pan. And when I found this recipe, it's from iambaker.com. And I just adapted her recipe, but she had on there like prepare your pan, and you can spray it with cooking spray and then flour it. And in this case, if you're going to do that, instead of using white flour, you'll just dust it with some additional cocoa powder. Since it's a chocolate cake, you don't want these little white flecks all over. But she also had this recipe on here, and I've never heard of this before. She said her grandma or mom or something called it goop. And so I'm like, I gotta make goop. I want
she even
some
said,
goop.
I gotta find the goop recipe. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I know. So it's 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of vegetable oil, and 1 cup of shortening. And you mix it all until it's really smooth, and then you basically just brush it on your pan. So we're just gonna do that, and it worked amazing. Like there was no sticking, and I made one to take pictures of because I like do things for you now.
Yeah.
And then I made one to prepare to show you how to decorate it and cut it and show you the finished product. And literally it slides right out. It is like nothing stuck. There was no crumbles left in the pan. I think it's just like I'm in love with goop. So, there you go. And it lasts in the fridge. She said it lasts up to 6 months. So I made the full recipe. I probably don't need to make that much next time. I probably will just do like a 1/4 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of shortening, and a 1/4 cup of oil. And it'll be probably plenty to last me for my baking needs for 6 months. But anyway, so I'm just brushing it. If you can see, I'm just taking a pastry brush and I'm just brushing it on the edges. So I'm just gonna get this all prepared up for you, and then we'll get to making the cake.
Perfect. And if you don't receive Stephanie's weekly What to Make Mondays, you can sign up for those emails on our website, and every Monday you will get an email talking about what we're gonna make the next day live on Tuesday.
That's right.
Get a head start on what's going on this week.
Yeah, if you want to do step by step with us, you can be cooking with us in the kitchen.
Yes.
Is that a new cooking with us?
Cooking with us. Cooking with Carmel.
With us.
We are.
Yeah.
The Carmel cookers.
That's right. And thank you to everyone that came out and supported us at our new community market this last weekend. That was a lot of fun to see people coming out, and I think it's going to be a great addition to our community. And then I think the Arnos have another event this weekend. They're in
Decatur.
Yeah, is that how you spell it? Pronounce it?
That's how I pronounce it. Whenever I read it, that's how I...
Decatur?
I don't know.
Decatur, Texas? Yeah.
They're in Texas.
They're in Texas. No, it's a small state. We should find them. Vintage Market Days, look it up. But yeah, so go see them, and they've got all your caramel samples for you there. So, Mother's Day is around the corner, so thought to keep in mind. Okay, so this is all gooped up and ready to go. So I'm just gonna set it aside and, you know, a little bit longer than spraying it down, but seriously, it worked so well that I probably will never use the nonstick cooking spray again. It's just that great. So, okay, now on to our cake. So in my bowl, I have my sifter here, and I'm going to combine a cup and 3/4 of flour and 1 3/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of kosher salt. And we're just going to sift those all together in our bowl. This is the way I find it's just easy to do it until it gets down a little lower. Otherwise, it'll totally poof out the sides. Like it's already kind of doing that.
Sometimes whenever we make chocolate at the shop, I get home and I've got chocolate like all around my nose, like cocoa powder on my hair, and whenever I'm cleaning up, there's cocoa powder all over like every little edge because
I am all right. I'm like, can you see it poof in the camera? Because it goes everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, whenever you're using large amounts of cocoa powder, it just
poofs out.
Yep.
Okay, get that all sifted together. I don't know why whenever I'm doing something like this, it makes me think of Bob Ross. Happy little sifter.
The Bob Ross of cooking.
Happy flour.
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes it just kind of balls up at the bottom, so I just use my whisk to kind of get it all in there. Pretty good. Okay, I'm going to stick this in the sink and then come back.
And if you ever missed any of our episodes of Cooking with Carmel, you can find us on YouTube and Rumble, depending on what your...
Yes.
Yeah. Find us there, support us there.
Okay, so we've got our dry ingredients in the bowl. We're just going to set them aside real quick, and we're going to mix together our wet ingredients. And here's my washcloth because there's
Cocoa powder everywhere.
And unlike my daughter, I like to cook or clean as I cook. She didn't inherit that from me. She inherited her dad's cooking style, which is throw it all together and then we'll clean it up later. Okay, so in here I have a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, a 1/2 cup of buttermilk, 3/4 cups of sour cream. So I think that's one of the things with Bundt cakes that, like traditionally, they can be a little drier. And I think with all of this oil and sour cream and buttermilk, helps to keep it nice and moist. And then we've got 2 eggs, and the eggs are at room temperature. So you want to make sure that if you have cold eggs, you can just stick them in a cup of warm water while you're making all your other ingredients, and they will come to room temperature pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to mix that all together. Chop up my egg yolks so they incorporate.
So I actually have a bottle of salted caramel here. I'm always talking about what separation and what that, I just want to show you guys what that looks like. It's not like, obviously, the whole bottle is not separated from each other. If you look really close, it's just right there at the bottom. And all you got to do to take care of that is just put it in some warm water, shake it up a little bit, take the lid off, put it in the microwave for 5 seconds, shake it up a little bit. It's a natural process because we don't use any preservatives, so sometimes it happens. And it doesn't mean that anything's wrong with your caramel. It's still delicious. It's still great. Honestly, sometimes I like it whenever it separates at the top because it's the sugars, so it's a little bit more sweet.
It is really sweet.
Yeah.
It's like a caramel syrup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, so now I'm going to, now that these are all incorporated, I'm just going to pour these into my dry ingredients. And I'm going to just scrape it down. Don't want to leave any of that good moisture in the bowl.
Yeah. Perfect, getting in there. Yeah. So at Carmel Kitchen, another thing we do is everything by hand. I think this last Christmas season, whenever we had the new girls come in from UGM, and one of them was like, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea how much work goes into each one of these bottles of caramel," and it is so true. We put so much love and hard work in every single bottle.
It is true.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna just mix this around, our dry ingredients in with our wets, or wet in with our dry, and until it's all moist, and then we'll add a half a cup of strong coffee. And I don't know about you, but whenever I make chocolate cakes, I always, even if it calls for like water, instead I will always substitute coffee in with the in for the water, just because it has, I think the coffee adds that extra acid that helps keep it moist, and then the coffee flavor just brings out the natural chocolate flavor.
Yes.
So
that smells amazing. It got this pregnant sniffer over here, and it's like makes me want to lick that
I
bowl.
am so glad that we're making something that
I'm not over here like
you're not over there. Yeah. So you can see now it's a little bit harder to stir because it doesn't have as much moisture in it. And at this point in time, I will go and grab my coffee, and we'll add that, and that'll help bring it all together. So that was a half a cup of coffee. Strong coffee.
Strong coffee. So I'm going to drink coffee.
Yeah. Although I'm a foo-foo coffee drinker, I have to admit.
I am, now that I'm pregnant. I am totally a black coffee girl. Except for now, I cannot even fathom the smell of it. So I've got to have I use oat milk and creamer. And
yeah. I can't drink.
Gotta
coffee.
water it down.
Yeah, I usually don't even order coffee at restaurants because it seems like it's so dark and so strong, and I'm like, they bring you this little bitty thing of creamer, and I'm like, okay, that was for one drink. Now where's the rest of my creamer? I need more.
No wonder they charge like $2.50 per cup of coffee.
You're like me. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not really sure why coffee costs so much. Okay. I think there's a little bit left down there. Okay, good enough. So there we go. This is our batter. And we're gonna set this aside for just a minute while we make our cream cheese filling. So
I would say the batter is more the consistency of brownies than most cakes.
it is like most of the time when I make chocolate cakes, it's pretty runny.
Yeah.
This batter is
thick.
pretty thick. Yeah, it is. And I think it needs to be thick because the weight of the cream cheese would totally sink if this didn't have some substance to it. Okay, so moving right along to our filling. We have 12 ounces of softened cream cheese, and that's really important. You want your cream cheese to be super soft. Otherwise, it's going to leave little chunks of unincorporated cream cheese in your mix, and not that that's bad, but it's just not as good. We have, we're going to do that in there. Just get all my stuff over here.
Yeah, don't forget the vanilla today.
I'm not going to forget my vanilla today. Of all things, we're going to just open up a brand new bottle of salted caramel sauce. And it calls for about, I put in about a third of a cup of salted caramel sauce.
Yeah, this is our revision.
Yeah, this is the part that I added.
Yeah.
So, if you don't like caramel sauce, you're on the wrong channel.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know why you're watching it.
But for those of you who don't, if you just go to the regular recipe of I Am Baker and look for it, then it is without the caramel sauce. But I don't know. Caramel makes all things better.
Yes.
Okay, so there's about a third of a cup of the caramel sauce going in here.
I would say that even, I personally am huge, I really love the espresso caramel sauce with anything chocolate, so I might even use the espresso caramel sauce for my cream cheese filling.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could. That would be a great substitute.
Mm-hmm.
And the bourbon would be amazing because bourbon and chocolate go really well together. So yeah, any of those would be great additions or substitutes. Okay, so I'm just gonna scoop that in there, and We're gonna whip this up till it's nice and soft, and so it's gonna get loud for a few minutes.
And I'm gonna try and talk loud for you guys. I don't have a problem with that. So each order that comes out of our shop, whenever you order online or whenever you buy from us in person, we always give you one of these what to put it on cards. It's got all 6 of our main flavors, and like, let's see, it looks like about 10 ideas for each flavor. And then on the back, it's got the best caramel corn recipe, which you could, this one just calls it caramel sauce, but this is great with the chipotle caramel sauce. And it also goes over separation and how to store your caramel on this card as well. So most of your questions are answered on this little card, and then of course how to get a hold of us. If you need to give us a call or anything, I'm the one who answers the phone, so you always get a hold of me.
Right. I'm gonna put a name to a face to a name. I like that. Okay, so we've got that nice and smooth and incorporated. So now we're going to mix in a 1/4 cup of sugar and about a teaspoon. I brought a measuring spoon. I did. But then I just do this, and that's about a teaspoon, right?
Yep.
Good enough. You can never have too much vanilla.
It's true. I totally agree with that.
Okay, so here we go again. Woo. One more time.
So on top of our 6 regular flavors, we've got 8 flavors right now. We've got some pumpkin spice left, and we've got some Irish cream left. So if you haven't got yours, get yours today.
Yeah, for all you people who think pumpkin spice should be a year-long flavor,
Yeah.
we've got it for you.
Yep.
Okay, so that's pretty incorporated. There you go. And I could just eat that with a spoon.
Yep, me too. That smells even better than the batter.
I know, it's pretty tasty. Okay, so here we go. We have our pan back now. I don't need that anymore. So at this stage in time, I'm incorporating 2 phrases. We're going to pour half of our batter into our pan.
I have a Bundt cake pan. I don't think I've ever used it once.
And while I was when I sent out my recipe yesterday, it's been in my pantry. When we were first married, we moved quite a bit, and literally, this thing went with me everywhere because I got it. I think I got it as a wedding gift, and for 23 years, I've just been putting it back in the pantry, back in the cupboard, and I'm like, you know what? One of these days, I really need to use this. Okay, so here we've got about half of it poured into our pan, and right now I'm going to take, let's take this one. I'm running out of spoons here. Maybe I'll take, no, I'll take this one. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Actually, this is a better one because it's smaller. We're gonna drop in our cream cheese in a ring around the pan, but you don't want it to touch the sides because you want the rest of the chocolate cake to go over the top of it, and or at least there we go. And so it completely surrounds it, so that when you pull the cake out, and we'll show you the finished cake here in a minute, you can't see the cream cheese. It's kind of like a hidden surprise on the inside. This is where I'm just going to use my fingers.
This is not our commercial kitchen, so everybody knows we've had some concerns about that in the past. This is actually Stephanie's parents' kitchen. They let us come here every week to do our lives. So we use gloves and we use hairnets and all the good stuff in our commercial kitchen. Mm-hmm. Like we don't get to have fun there. There's no fun.
No fun. No fun in Cornwall.
Just kidding.
No, but we don't have any nuts, so you'll see us using nuts here in this kitchen to enhance some recipes, and obviously gluten, which we don't have in our commercial kitchen. So we are a pretty allergen-friendly kitchen except for dairy.
Yep. We don't have any corn syrups, so anybody that's allergic to corn can still have our sweet, delicious caramel sauce.
Okay, so we've almost got a ring around here, and I'm spreading it out just a little bit just to go around the edges, but I'm not touching any of the sides. I'm not touching the center, and I'm not touching the sides of it. So it's gonna just be this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it if I lift it up, because I don't want that.
It might touch the sides.
It might touch the sides.
Just trust us, it's not touching the sides or the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably not going to be able to see that. Can you kind of see a little bit? Yeah, yeah, you kind of can. Yeah, I think so. And then I'm going to take the rest of my batter and I'm going to pour it over the top of the rest of the cake that's in here.
Oh my goodness.
I know. See, and it's like, it disappears.
Wow.
You're like, where did it go? So as you can see, this is a pretty easy recipe. And so I don't want you to like totally be intimidated by, because I was intimidated by like, ooh, how do you do that? But it's pretty easy.
I agree. It was way easier than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I did see in the description that she said, join us to see how easy this is going to be. And I thought,
You're like, I'm going to join you.
yeah, yeah. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know, maybe it's the sunshine. I'm just a little punchy today.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm nervous. My daughter goes and tests for her driver's license tomorrow.
Yeah.
She does the driving part tomorrow, and then next week she does the written test. So I'm like, oh, just be prepared if you're all in the Coeur d'Alene, Rathdrum, Post Falls area. New driver alert.
Yeah.
Okay, well that got a little messy there. Of course, because it's live TV.
Yep.
But, okay, so at this stage, we are going to bake it in the oven at 350 degrees, and mine took about 55 minutes to bake. Both times when I made it, 55 minutes. I inserted, you want either a long skewer to be able to go all the way through to the bottom. I've got one of those little metal cake testers that I used on mine, and so if you can see that, we'll see that it's completely covered. There's no cream cheese showing. So put that over here for just the time being, and then voila, we've got one already done for you. And then we'll show you how we just finish it off with the chocolate caramel sauce. And this, I think, just made the cake because they can be a little drier. I mean, even without it, it's good because you've got the cream cheese in the middle that helps moisten it. But I just thought the addition of the chocolate sauce was a great addition to the cake. So this is how I did it. I just went around the cake a couple times and let it start to drip down the edges. And oh, and I should say that after the cake comes out of the oven, you'll want it to cool for about 5 minutes or so in the pan, but then take it out right away. Release it from your pan and then let it come to room temperature. And then after that, you're going to want it to cool completely in the refrigerator for at least a few hours or overnight before you serve it. And then I don't usually add the caramel sauce until right before I'm ready to serve it. But I want it to go down the inside too, drip down both sides. So I just kind of go and do a couple of layers, and you can see the caramel kind of is starting to, even though I'm swirling it around, it's kind of leveling itself out. It's finding its level.
Looking delicious.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and you can see that it's starting to drip down the sides, and that's what I love. I love that look, especially there's a bundt cake like this. It's got those fluted edges. It kind of finds the centers of the edges, and so when you're done, it makes it for a really pretty presentation. And I think it would be really fun to serve with some like fresh raspberries, fresh strawberries, something that will brighten it up, because it's with the cream cheese, it's a pretty heavy cake. but the fresh fruit I think would be a nice addition to it. So that's that, you guys. And I will cut it open and you guys can see what it looks like on the inside. So.
Yay. So I'm going to read a review that we got this past week from Heart Makita. Says, my coffee isn't as good without this product. I use it every morning. Thank you for your fast shipping and amazing taste. You are so welcome. Don't forget to get your reviews in. Every week we do a drawing. Somebody gets some free caramel, so make sure you get your reviews in. You can get multiple entries by leaving reviews in multiple places. We check Google, we check our website, and we check Facebook. So let us know if you leave a review somewhere else. We'll give you an entry for that too.
We'll find it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to cut into this and you can see the surprise on the inside. Hopefully.
Right?
Fingers crossed. And it doesn't take a very big slice to be fulfilling.
Oh, I see it.
See it?
Yep.
Well, sink a little bit, but you know what? I think it's still going to taste pretty good.
Yep.
So, there you go. You have your, do you want to taste it? Or are you on a funny pregnancy diet right now?
No. I mean, I always have a vegetable tray, like, because, you know, it seems like I always need something in my stomach, so I guess I'd rather be putting vegetables in my belly than
chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Well, when you have your cravings at midnight,
yeah.
you know where to go. You only want good things for your baby.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. All right, you guys. So that is, do we have anything else we need? Oh, yep, sorry.
Yeah.
This is the most important. This is what you guys come to see every week.
Don't worry, I got your back. Lois Gaskell. She left reviews everywhere.
Yeah,
so
she did. She was like the review queen.
Yes.
So check it out. It worked.
It paid off.
It paid off.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Lois.
Yep.
You were amazing. You left us, I think you left us a review on like every flavor.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the more reviews you write, the more
your name is in
your
this
name's
can.
in there. And guess what? You'll win.
Yep. All
Yeah.
right, Lois. I'm getting a hold of
Awesome.
you today. Thanks, guys.
Sweet. Okay, we will see you guys again next week. And
Yeah.
have a happy rest of your Tuesday and the rest of your week.
Yeah. Is that what it is? It's just spring this week? Is that what it is? It feels like there should be something going on because it's so nice outside. But
It's spring.
yeah.
Spring. That's why we're so
Right,
happy.
Yeah. Happy spring, guys.
All right. See ya.
See ya.